Changing Times Media, exploring new ideas that have the power to change the world.
The notion is that that's how this whole retirement, that you're going to work X number of years, you're going to have a 401k, and then you're going to be set, and that's just not true.
It's absolutely not true.
I know this, John, because I sat down with you before, and I think what you have to say is brilliant. Obviously, you wouldn't be sitting here in studio talking to me, but let's just talk about the flaws with that. So everyone, that is the prevailing notion, that you sit down, you get a 401k, that and your Social Security is going to provide for you during retirement. What's the flaw in that?
Well, the big one is number one, is that when you are putting money into one of those retirement plans, you're now taking it out of the domain of your ability to control it, use it, and enjoy it.
We talk about this in terms of stewardship.
Yes.
So that, in fact, your choices with your money, that you really do want to have a say in where you direct it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because money is energy, and the truth is we're investing all the time, and what are we investing in? And this is something where it's a notion, and a notion that we're investing in, because that's the truth of what we're doing, that may be flawed, because at the end we don't really know what that means in our lives.
Well, that's right, absolutely right.
So your process is really about examining far more than just that single piece. There's a congruity or an interrelatedness that you take into account whenever you sit down with a client, potential client, to help them become better stewards of their financial ship, as it were.
Absolutely, and one of the fundamental pieces of that is that it's really about people learning to think and to see what's going on instead of taking advice.
So really we're talking about conscious versus unconscious, where we're making choices versus allow ourselves to just be told what to do.
Yeah, absolutely, and that has everything to do with perspective. Our perspective will determine our actions to a great degree.
Right.
And so if everybody around you is doing one thing and going, you're crazy if you're not doing this, you're going to tend to do that.
Right. So, okay, here I am. I'm the guy who signed up for the 401k because that's what they told me to do. And I'm hearing this radio show, and I'm saying, wow, this John O'Connor guy, Prosperity Intelligence, I got to really be the steward. What's the first step? Besides calling you, I think, and I recommend that, but besides just, what is the principle that from a changing our mind or broadening our perspective, what is this sort of principle that someone needs to really grok in that moment?
Well, really to go back to the thing that got us all started was saving. And the idea of saving and saving a significant chunk of what comes to us into whatever safe places we can. So we're putting it into these things that look like they're earning nothing. Okay, so there's no giant rate of return. It's just a safe, secure place. Because that does a lot for us. Because when we have safe, secure cash and access to it, when the car blows up, we don't have to freak out. We don't need to go run down to the credit card and go into debt further. We can take care of it. So there's a peace of mind that's possible that is not possible when we're stuffing everything we can into a place where we can't touch it.
That's so important, so that we actually have money that is available, and available when we really need it, versus this concept of when we're going to need it. And so by doing just that, even though the rate of return on an instrument that makes your cash more readily available may mean less quote-unquote return, compared to putting it on credit cards, it's a better bargain to have that sort of safety net or that cushion.